Hello and welcome. My name is Alexandra Ludovic and I've got hopefully an offer for you that is too good to refuse. I would love to take you to Japan with me as part of your German studies course. You'll probably wonder, Japan, to do German? I can assure you, yes, it is possible and it's actually a lot of fun. The unit I'm talking about can be taken as a second year unit, a third year unit, or even as an honors unit. So even if you're a master's student, you can enroll in several units that start with a 4 at the very beginning. The unit is called Australian, Japanese, German Traditions and Practices. It is worth 6 points. It can be counted as a broadening category A unit, and it is taught as a 2-week intensive course in Japan, in Tokyo to be precise, and it is right in the middle of your break between semester 1 and semester 2. We start in Tokyo on the 1st of July. And the best part about this offer is that this unit has actually been awarded New Colombo Plan funding, which means that for 3 years, starting last year, I receive money for every student that I take. I can take up to 20 students. You will get 2,500 Australian dollars as a travel bursary. And from those 18 students that accompanied me last year, I can tell you that this well and truly covers your expenses. In some cases, students were even able to save up a little bit for travel before or afterwards. To qualify for this bursary, you will have to be an Australian citizen and you will have to be enrolled in a bachelor's degree. If that is not the case, there are other funding opportunities through the Global Learning Office here at UWA. So monetary concerns should not really be what prevents you from having a really good learning experience, an experiential learning experience overseas. What am I hoping to do in this unit with you and what has actually happened very successfully last year? I introduced the concept of Vergangenheitsbewältigung, so dealing with the past, coming to terms with the past, coping with the past, and looking at the seemingly diametrically opposite or different ways that Germany, Australia and Japan deal with this issue. So for the study of contemporary Japanese culture, both in the English language as well as in German, we travel to Tokyo for 2 weeks, where we travel around quite a bit as well, and it is very much inquiry-based research. You'll have a large research project, everyone an individual research project that combines an angle on German, Australian and Japanese culture and history, and you have time to explore this in country. And while we are in Japan, we will be attending about 10 to 12 lectures delivered by English-speaking and German-speaking experts from several different universities and institutions. Our main partner is Chuo University, a small, very prestigious private university in Tokyo, as well as lecturers from UWA. We have partners from Waseda University, the Hiroshima Peace Institute, Sophia University, and Hosei University, to name just a few. While we are at Chuo University, you will have the chance to meet a lot of Japanese students. Those Japanese students are students of German studies in Tokyo. We will also encounter a lot of Germans living and working in Tokyo, some of them being expats, others that are associated with the German embassy, for example. We will make sure that we visit both the German and Australian diplomatic missions. We will meet the ambassadors. At the moment, it's Richard Court, who is a UWA graduate and is very much looking forward again to hosting us for a nice reception. You'll also meet alumni from UWA, so people who have graduated with a degree from UWA and who have made a career internationally. We'll be going to museums, to galleries. We'll visit memorials that put everything that we learn theoretically also immediately into a practical context. Now, the essential questions for you right now should be, do you have 6 points left in your degree? It doesn't have to be within your German major. You can count this unit towards your German major. It can substitute the theatre unit or any other unit that would have been your last unit or your elective. But it can also be an unattached elective, so it can just fill up room in your degree that you may still have. And it can be taken as an additional unit over and above your load. So if you say, well, I'm actually set to graduate at the end of the year, but this sounds like a lot of fun and a fairly cost-neutral learning experience, I think you're right and you should consider it. The second biggest question is, do you have a valid passport? If not, get cracking, because to renew a passport can take several weeks, if not months in some cases. Also make sure that you've got the right medical support and a financial plan in place. So just try to be a little bit German, organized, and think a few months ahead. The last question you have to ask yourself, do you have the time? Can you take out those 2 weeks to leave the country? But don't be fooled, the course is certainly not just 2 weeks. There is a pre-departure period and there is a debriefing period afterwards. So I would say roughly calculate that this unit will be at the forefront of your mind for roughly 2 months, starting 1st of June, when we have a pre-departure meeting, when you will be given some pre-departure reading, when you will meet the other students traveling with you, and already via Facebook get in touch with our partners and fellow German studies students in Tokyo. Then, as I said, 1st of July till 14th of July, we are in Japan. Whereas your time commitment before that period is fairly flexible, as long as you come to the pre-departure meetings. We've got 2 of those planned. You can arrange your time when you read and when you study and prepare yourself individually. But those 2 weeks in Japan from the 1st of July to the 14th of July are non-negotiable. So it is not possible for you to arrive late or leave early. So you would have to commit to that. And then coming back, there will be debriefing meetings both individually and as a group, and you've got time to then submit your large research piece to me. Yeah, coming to the assessment, what would you actually have to do well in this course? You can achieve 100%. 20% is simply participation, being there, being responsive, engaging with others in your class, reflecting on what you're doing. You will have to do an oral presentation that is on the same topic that you have chosen for your written assignment. And the written assignment, which is a large piece, it is about 5,000 words, and we are aiming for publication. There are several German language as well as English language journals, magazines, etc., where I hope to place your work. So you see, 20, 40, 40, a nice split, and a workload that is hopefully not killing you, but should hopefully be a lot of fun and inspire you to learn. Again, the time commitment, just so that we are not talking cross purposes, it is very important that you can commit to the time in Japan, 1st of July to the 14th of July. So have a look at those dates. If to everything that I have now presented to you, you say, yes, actually that's not a bad idea, I might consider it, or I might actually start planning properly, here are your 3 next planning steps. The first planning step would involve contacting me. There is an expression of interest form that you have to fill out. To obtain that, send me an email, and I will also send you a pre-departure package. You will, if you then proceed with an enrollment, obtain a hard copy of an enrollment form from your respective student office. This may be the student office in Arts Law or some other student office. The links to set up an appointment are here behind me. The second big step is, well, you have to come to a pre-departure session, and this pre-departure session has been scheduled for the 30th of April. It is in the common lunch hour on a Tuesday, here in the Arts Building in the Collaborative Learning Studio. A draft itinerary will be distributed at that time. You will meet one another. You will choose or nominate your individual research topic. You will be given a choice of about 30, so I'm sure there's something in there for you that you can get enthusiastic about for a few months. And then there's a second compulsory pre-departure session on a Thursday. Again, at a time when I'm told there are not many conflicting appointments, 30th of May at lunchtime, again in the Arts Building. And we will have a little presentation there also from a mental health first aider. And the last one, and probably from your point of view, one of the more important steps is to apply for the money. From the 5th of March onwards, you can start to register for payment for your New Colombo Plan Mobility Grant. As I said, $2,500 should be coming your way. Last year, this money wasn't paid before July, so it would be good if you had a financial plan in place to at least cover for your airfare, just in case. So, send me an email. Ich freue mich auf euch. Hoffentlich auf bald. Dankeschön.